Hi, fourth graders. Mrs. Fernandi here. Are you ready for your spelling test? I hope you have studied. Remember to pause the video whenever you feel like I'm going too quickly. It's really up to you to slow the test down. Okay, so let's get started. There are 22 words. If you prefer, stop the video right now and write 1 through 22 along the left side of your paper and then start the video again. You could even skip lines if you wish. Just make sure that you have them numbered correctly so that you'll know which number I'm on, and write today's date at the top. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, and remember the first 2 words are called application words. That means you're applying the rules that you've learned this week to a word that was not on your spelling test. So the first word is stacking. We will be stacking the chairs just before school ends. Stacking. Think about the base word and the ending. Number 2, the word is ripped. I ripped the paper into thin strips, ripped. Again, think of your base word, think about the rules for your base word, and then think about your ending. Number 3 is brain. He has a good brain for the job, brain. Number 4 is quitting. They won't be quitting the baseball team. Quitting. Again, you're thinking of the base word, how many syllables it is, whether or not it has a short vowel, whether that short vowel is followed by a consonant, and what you need to do before you add the ending. Quitting. Number 5 is sprayed. She sprayed paint all over the chair. Sprayed. Think of your base word first, because you need to remember which of the 3 ways that we can spell the long A sound. Number 6, age. She was the right age to get a driver's license. Age. Again, first way to spell the long A, second or third way, age. Number 7, scrubbed. The walls were filthy, so we scrubbed them clean. Scrubbed. Again, very important to think of your base word first and ask those rules to yourself. Scrubbed. Number 8 is Mr. Mr. Stewart delivered the new chairs to the classroom. Mr. It's part of his name. It's also the start of the sentence. That's a huge hint. Okay, number 9, plain. I want a plain dress, not a fancy one. Plain. That is the same as plain yogurt and where the buffalo roam on the plain. Those are all spelled the same. Different from airplane, right? Okay, number 10, mixed. I mixed eggs and milk to make scrambled eggs. Think of your base word and think about that special letter X. We have a rule about the X. Number 11 is clay. There is a lot of clay in the soil. Clay. Is it the first, second, or third way to spell long A? It's at the end of a word. Clay. Number 12, Ms. Ms. Wong conducted the orchestra. Ms. It's part of her name. Number 13 is space. There isn't enough space in the room for a large table. When you think of the word space, are we using the first, second, or third way to spell the long A sound? Space. Number 14, Mrs. Mrs. Escobar is our computer teacher. Mrs. Also part of her name, right? Number 15, where? Where did I leave my jacket? Where? It's a question word. What do most question words begin with? What digraph, right? That's a question you can ask yourself. What digraph do most question words begin with? Number 16, won. I won the race. Won. So I always think about what do I need to do to win the race? And that helps me spell I won the race. Number 17, the words are of course. I'll come with you, of course. Of course. There's something special with the or sound in the middle that we were working on. There's also something to think about with the S. Can the S be at the end of the word if it's not plural? Number 18, the word is Miss. Miss Webb will be your guide at the museum. Miss Webb, part of her name, Miss. Number 19 is skipped. We skipped rocks on the lake. Again, think about what your base word is, and then ask yourself the questions. One syllable, does it have a short vowel? Is the short vowel followed by one consonant? Do we need to double it and then add the ending? Number 20 is were. All of the kittens were drinking milk. Were. Number 21 is a challenge word, upstairs. He left his shoes upstairs. One word, upstairs. Number 22, the word is deaf. My dog is deaf, so it cannot hear you when you whistle. Deaf. Okay, pause the video there. Again, check your words really carefully. If you want to back the video up so you can hear the words again, please do that. I am now going to share the answer key. So here we go. Our first word was stacking. Oh, come on. Let's do a different color. Stacking, we have the one syllable word stack as our base word, but we have the blend st at the beginning. We have the digraph CK after that short ass sound. So we cannot double anything. We're just going to go ahead and add the ending ing onto it. This one, our base word was rip, R-I-P, follows all the rules. One syllable, one short vowel, one consonant following the vowel. We're going to double the P and add ED. That was really bad. You can barely see that now. Okay, brain. We have the second way of spelling the long A sound. Brr. We hear that consonant blend, the B and the R. Then we have the A-I-N. Quitting. We're thinking about that base word quit. Remember, the U is just part of the Q. And then we have the short I and one consonant, which means we're going to double a consonant and add ing. Spray, look at this, the base word is spray, so we hear a three-part consonant blend, spr, S-P-R. We hear the long A sound at the end, which is A-Y. Then we can just go ahead and add an ending because we certainly can't double the Y because in this position, it works like a vowel. Age, that is our first way of spelling the long A sound, A, consonant, silent E. Scrubbed, our base word is scrub, follows all of our rules, so we're going to double the B and add ED. Mr., make sure you capitalize M and make sure you have that period at the end. Plain, we hear that pl, that consonant blend at the beginning. The AI is our second way of spelling long A. It's in the middle of the word, so we know we're not going to use AI. Plain, like airplane, is P-L-A-N-E, but everything else is A-I-N. Mixed, I hope you remember this. Mix is the base word. It's a one syllable word. It has one vowel, one short vowel in the middle. It's followed by one consonant, but we cannot double the X in English. So hopefully you remember that rule. Clay, we have the consonant blend at the beginning. And then of course, because the long A is at the end, we only have the one choice, and that's A-Y. Ms, remember that's capital M, S, and then a period. Space, we have the first A long A spelling, A consonant E, in this case, S-P-A-C-E. Mrs, M-R-S, and then the period at the end. Where is a question word. That was my tip to you. Most question words start with the digraph W-H, and then we have the E-R-E, just like in were, but they're spelled the same except for that digraph at the beginning. One, W-O-N. Of course, we have this O-U for the or sound. It's an unusual one. And then I hope you remembered, of course, to put an E after the S so it doesn't look like a plural. Miss, Miss Jones, so that's going to be capital M-I-S-S. Skipped, our base word is skip. It follows all of our rules for doubling the consonant P and then adding the ED. Were is just like where, except it's not a question word. We were at school yesterday. Were is W-E-R-E with no consonant digraph at the beginning. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, look at that little mark I made. Upstairs, of course, you got the up part right. We can hear that consonant blend. And then we have this air, which is spelled just like the air we breathe with the S at the end. So that one is a tough one. And then deaf, we have the short E sound here made with EA, which often makes the long E sound. But I read a book last summer, and deaf, those are spelled with the EA as a short sound. You can pause the video right there if you wish. I hope you did really well. I hope you learned some of those strategies and tools this week, and I will see you next week for more spelling. Thank you for your efforts.